Welcome back, everyone, for another show. Tonight we were going to be talking about what is Norse paganism / heathenry. Unfortunately, at the moment, I don't think we will be able to do that after all. So we're going to start off simply by just doing the sorry about that. My lovely lady just brought the children out, and they were all naked.
Oh.
Even though she knows that we were on extreme.
Thankfully, nobody came in front of the camera.
I stopped them before they did. Alrighty. Well, we're going to go ahead and do the drawing then for the latest book giveaway. Spin, spin, spin. Let's see.
My money's on Skull. Go. Ah.
And the winner is Borden. Congratulations, Borden. You have won a copy of Runes for Beginners by Lisa Chamberlain.
Woo!
Alrighty. Well, since it's just you and I, and there is nobody watching, if you want to talk about what Norse paganism and / heathenry is to you, we can talk about that for a while.
Only if you're willing to listen.
I am willing to listen.
So, I like to think that it wasn't just things like this religion that kind of popped into my radar at probably the best time. I think it became, I have no idea how to describe what it's done for my life. I'm not going to lie. It was a path that decided to open itself up to me. And it was when I decided I could try and follow this. And, following it's a journey. I don't know how to fully describe what I'm trying to feel. I haven't fully thought about what it was supposed to actually be to me, despite the fact that it's been over a year since I started it. What about you? Well, I try to get my thoughts together.
Well, to me, Norse paganism and heathenry is simply the honoring and worshiping of the old gods, old Germanic and Nordic gods. Now, while heathenry isn't necessarily specific to the Nordic versions of the gods, it is, in my opinion, a rather apt term to use rather than just the generic Norse pagan.
Mm-hmm.
While a lot of people will say Norse pagan and be fine with just using that label, I myself feel it's too generalized. It's proved on me.
Too generalized?
Yeah, I feel it's too generalized of a term, not to mention pagan is in itself a generalized term. It is not necessarily specific to an actual religion. In fact, pagan is just a term That basically means country bumpkin. Same with heathen. The term paganism was used primarily in more Mediterranean setting, and it became popularized as a label for non-Christians after the Christianization of Europe. And even heathen has the same connotation. The term heathen itself actually refers to somebody who lives in the country, somebody who lives in touch and as part of nature.
I mean, in that sense, I don't see heathen as, a terrible term to take back. Pagan, you have a good point that it is really just a way to separate someone who is not a Christian of the Christian faith. That doesn't mean that you can't take the word back and then make it something else. And I can't see how the Norse part is terribly too generalized. But I guess if you're counting, the different variations between Switzerland, possibly Germany, and all the other Scandinavian countries, that I can probably see that maybe that's too generalized. But how much more specific could you really get? A Scandinavian pagan?
Slavic pagan?
Yeah, but Slavic, isn't Slavic? I'm probably wrong here. Isn't Slavic also a way to determine for the many Baltic states? I could be really wrong. Isn't there 7 to 8 of them, small as they are?
Something like that. But Slavic paganism is essentially the same thing as Norse paganism. It is just has different window dressings, essentially. Slightly different naming conventions for the gods, slightly different stories. But for the most part, when you get down to it, the core of what Slavic paganism is the same as the core of Norse paganism.
So it's basically the Roman to the Greek version. It's the Roman version, essentially.
Sort of, yes.
Sort of. The issue is that I only have so much to say without you and everyone else helping to push out ideas, and I'm not high enough. Now I'm just kind of staring at your birds.
Yeah. The blue one is Stormy, the green one is Fluffy.
The green one is Fluffy? Oh, he'd fight with your neck.
No, he's grooming me.
He's like, you're You're very messy. All your wings are wrong. You don't even have them anymore.
It tickles.
And Stormy doesn't even want to be on camera. He's like, nope, don't look at me. I gotta look pretty. Oh, damn.
Well, so I think I'm gonna just go ahead and end the stream. Jeez.
All right.
No one's watching, and honestly, I'm still depressed.
I can tell.
I've been depressed for days, and someone said something about the reason I wanted to shut everything down. It wasn't because I felt like I had not succeeded with the channel. I felt successful with the channel. The failure that I felt like I was having was more about my personal life, and it just kind of overwhelmed me. And honestly, I don't even know if I can fix the situation that put me in this place.
I'm not going to ask you to talk about it, but I mean, when something in your personal life, when in your personal life becomes too overwhelming. Sometimes just pulling yourself out, taking a couple steps back is a better idea. Before it gets any worse. Even if that means pulling out of like social things for a little while until you figure it out.
I honestly really did kind of want to just delete everything.
Mm-hmm.
Part of me still does, but that's not so much about the fact that I didn't want all this to stay up. It was more of the fact that I was afraid. I was afraid that if I handed this channel and everything off to somebody else, that they would do better with it than I did.
I mean, listen, you can't handle everything. And if it's overwhelming you, handing it off to someone else, even for like a week, just to like take a breather, it's not gonna. I don't think that they're necessarily gonna be doing better. They're just gonna do it a little different. It doesn't mean it's better. Different isn't always better, to say the least.
That's true.
And it might be easy. It might make you feel a little more at ease to at least. Sorry about that. It might make you feel a little bit more at ease to know that, like, at least someone is handling it while you take a breather or don't have to worry about it anymore,
I understand what you're saying.
Like,
honestly, depression sucks.
I know.
I used to like to say that even though I had depression, I had a handle on it. I had my little tricks that I would use to help get me out of my little funks. But the other day, none of those tricks worked.
Depression can't be solved with little tricks, sadly.
No, I can't.
I wish it could.
Unfortunately, I am not in a position where I can actually afford to do anything about it. So, I gotta live with it.
I think it's a personal thing that I'm going to tell you now. Sometimes when you're feeling overwhelmed and the depression is hitting, the best thing you can do is to at least partially remove yourself of your stomach. So that way you can actually focus on your own mental health for a little bit. If that means staying away for like a week or two, to focus on your personal life and your family life and, whatever's causing it, so you can re-examine it, maybe you should.
You fucking shit.
What?
I haven't seen you or heard from you in like 2 months, man.
That's what happens when your youngest brother passes away, man. You just kind of fall off the face of the earth.
Yeah, I know. I was trying to give you all of your space and not that shit wasn't good for you. But holy fuck, man, surprised that you joined the stream, man.
I figured why not.
I'm glad you joined, even though we were literally just about to end it.
Yeah.
Better late than never, right?
Yeah, better late than never. Now, since you're here, why don't you tell us, what is Norse paganism and heathenry to you?
Freedom.
Now, if there's ever a more American thing to say, it's freedom.
No.
Paganism is freedom.
No, to me, see, I grew up Baptist, and my father is Catholic. So when I started getting older, the church system just felt confined, boxed in. and it was just like this linear thing that everybody just blindly followed.
Yeah.
But when I started looking into other religions like Wicca and Norse paganism and everything like that, it was just like almost like a breath of fresh air. I felt more at home. Still do. I hate mosquitoes to death, but I still love just going out into the woods and just. Hell, I've went on quite a few hikes with goat there, so not as many as I'd like to, but.
Well, you're always welcome to come out and join me again for another hike. Unfortunately, I no longer have a motorcycle, so it's not like I can just run out to your side of town easily. So.
I'm over next to UCF now.
Yep. I'm still in the same place pretty much, except on the other side of the road.
Yeah, we were over there a few times, working on the bikes and stuff, but I just hadn't had a chance to actually go over there and say hi to you.
Oh dear. Well, now you can look my room.
Technical failure.
Sorry, I was trying to get the dog and cat out of the shot, but I guess you're gonna have to see that.
Well, it looks like the dog's trying to eat the cat.
No, he's not trying to eat the cat. He's trying to fuck the cat.
I'm not sure that's any better.
It's not, but the cat will be fine. He knows how to handle it. See, he's already gotten bored and walked away. Oh. There's a party happening. But I will have to say, I have to agree with you. There does come a freedom of choosing kind of go in the new path that is Norse paganism, because it has no one's telling you exactly, or at least they shouldn't be telling you exactly how you're expected to worship anyone. You usually kind of figure it out because you don't have a Bible or really any kind of set rules. I started a year ago, and I'm not going to deny, I still sometimes feel like I'm walking in ill-fitting shoes a little when I'm doing things, but at least it was shoes that I picked. I also just
sort of have our own version of a Bible in the Poetic Edda and the Prose Edda.
That's true, but no one's telling us we have to follow it to the letter, because we don't even know how far all of it, like the Prose Edda, is historically accurate or just Snorri's account in his Christianized viewpoint.
Our sagas and Eddas even tell us not to take everything literally.
Exactly.
I still need to find me a copy and read them.
You just reminded me that about something that I wanted to talk about. While I might not be posting up videos for a while, I'll continue doing the live stream every week, even though that will probably end up being the only thing that we do on this channel is a weekly live stream. But I have this book that was loaned to me by my sister, Green Witchcrafts by Anne Mora. The author of this book actually he owns a pagan store, a metaphysical store in Sanford, Florida. And I intend to do a review on this book because it's one in an entire series that she's done. And hopefully I will be able to get her to come onto the show to talk to us about it. So I am going to try in the future to try and get some more authors, people that have written books on paganism, to come onto the show and discuss their books, promote their books, and to tell us more about themselves, essentially. So I got into the store that my sister was telling me about that this person supposedly owns. I've not met her. Like the one time I went to the store, I think I bought a couple of crystals, and then that was it. But it's a nice store. And if people would like to try and see specific authors come on the show, just leave a comment, letting us know what author you would like me to try and get on the show. We still need a name for the show. It is still unnamed as of right now. So yeah.
Potholing with Peg.
What?
There's my awful suggestion for a show named Potholing with Pagans.
Instant facepalm.
Potholing with Pagans. Say it 10 more times, you'll eventually get
Cheese. Shut your pagan pie hole. I'm sorry, I couldn't resist.
Whingin' Wickas. I'm so sorry. Gosh, do not bark. My dog is telling me how much he hates it too. Hey, hey. Oh, hold on for a second. I'm so sorry. Hold on.
I feel better.
You feel better?
Oh man, like I've been depressed for the last couple of days. Super depressed.
I can understand the feeling. Just taking it a day at a time right now.
Yeah, one day at a
I
time.
will be right back.
Alrighty, well, we're right at about 25 minutes, and I don't really know what else to talk about right now. So we're probably just going to end the stream in just a couple minutes once we hit the 30-minute mark. And try this again next week. So my kids got into my altar the other day.
Oh, yeah?
A bunch of stuff off of it, and I still can't find where they put it all.
I think the description of your kids is actually accurate. The
Lokians.
Loki's incarnate.
Yeah. And they're birdies. Alright. We'll see if Cheese comes back here in a moment. Well, I'll go ahead and start talking about some of the wrap-up stuff. I am going to shut down the Patreon. I only had 3 Patreon supporters, and honestly, I feel like the money that the Patreons were providing to help pay for the books that I was giving away was wasting people's money. So I'm going to go back to paying for the book giveaways out of my own pocket. I will be shutting down the Patreon, and if I do not manage to shut it down before those 3 people get charged again, I will make sure that you all get refunded the month of August. But I'm not going to have the Patreon anymore. There really isn't any point in it. The next book I'm going to give away will be this one right here, Norse Myths and Tales. Yeah, it's a nice little reference book. It should be a good one for anybody that wants a book that contains pretty much the vast majority of the stories, or at least I should say the big ones, big stories. And so, yeah, we'll be doing that. I still plan to give away a set of rooms to whoever hits level 20 on the Discord. Though I myself will not be on the Discord much anymore. I need to step away from it for my own personal well-being. But I will leave it up just so that people have it for the references if they want them. And, yeah. Anybody got anything else they want to add?
Remember that
It'll get better, man.
Yeah, remember that mental health comes first.
And I kind of forgot about that. I let my mental health slide.
It's the hardest thing to keep track of. Especially in times like this when you're living in a modern age.
Yeah.
Everybody's pulling you in every kind of direction. And the next thing you know, you don't want to do anything. You don't even realize why until it's already there.
All right. Well, with that, I'll leave everybody with these final words. Remember, there is no one true way. Skull.
Skull.
Bye, guys.